Welcome back to the Tracy Take. Today, Ryan and I will be previewing the Week 12 Minnesota Vikings versus San Francisco 49ers game. Probably the one I'm really looking forward to watch outside the Falcons and Jaguars. I'll pause for laughter. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can see when we create new content. Like this video, comment on this video, and let us know who you think is going to win, who the X factors are going to be in this game, because it's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be a great one. And Ryan, with that being said, let's get into it. I'm riding high on the Minnesota Vikings personally, but I don't know about this one. This is going to be I honestly think I need to double check. I know we looked at all the games for Week 12 because there's a lot of good ones. This one might be the most crucial one. I don't think there's a game really that impacts both teams as much as this one does, because the loser of this game is going to have a tough time to make the playoffs. I still think both teams can make the playoffs, but the losing team is going to have a significantly tougher road, only because now in the NFC, you still have all these kind of middling teams that have weak or that I think are weak, but have good records because they started off the year hot. Are they going to be able to overcome this loss? What are your thoughts kind of going into this game, and what does each team have to do to win?
So I think Minnesota, to win this game, is going to have to come in and establish the rush or establish the run. They are 11th in rushing offense, and the 49ers are 20th in rushing defense, so I think they match up really well with that. As far as defensive side of the ball, I do think Minnesota is lacking a little bit, but honestly, it didn't really seem to affect them too much last week against the Packers. They kind of were able to go blow for blow, so I do think that will kind of carry over. I think they have some offensive momentum coming in. And for the 49ers, I really do think that if they can stop the run and kind of make them one-dimensional, either whether they stop the run physically or they get up and make the Vikings have to throw the ball, I think they allow their pass rush to really get after Kirk Cousins and kind of slow down that offense. I think it matches up really well. I think both of these teams are going to have to make plays, and I envision this being pretty similar to Minnesota's game last week, where they pretty much had to go blow for blow, and whoever got the ball last was able to win. So,
yeah, I think that as well, because it seems like with San Francisco, I was actually even wondering like who their starting running back is going to be, because I know they've had some serious issues on the running back side, but Jeff Wilson had himself a game last week. It was against the Jaguars, but if Elijah Mitchell's able to come back, he has been their number one running back. Tracy Sermon has also had a solid season once he has gotten back. But the name that really sticks out for me on the San Francisco side that was really going to stick out, as he seems like he's having a game every single week, and that's going to be Deebo Samuel. I think he's one of the top 10 receivers in the league. He has really stood out on this 49ers offense, really, because if it wasn't for him, I think he's the MVP of the team. If it wasn't for him, this team would not be putting up the points that they have. This guy's having games every single week against some of the top guys. He torched Jalen Ramsey multiple times, who is considered one of the top cornerbacks in the league, if not the top cornerback in the league. Now, and this offense is going to has been revitalized a little bit, especially since that Rams game, because their tight end George Kittle is now back and healthy, so that gives them another option to go on the pass attack for Jimmy Garoppolo. And it's really interesting to kind of talk about that. And then you look at the Minnesota side, which is obviously well known on all the weapons that they have that Kirk Cousins can throw to: Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Irv Smith Jr., Tyler Conklin. You got Dalvin Cook and Anthony Madison in the backfield, KJ Osborne as well. I know that the San Francisco 49ers have the third best passing defense, but I don't know how you're going to be able to stop this Minnesota Vikings offense. I mean, that has been a tough task for a lot of teams, especially over the past 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've won 4 games in a row now to get to this point at 5-5.
Maybe 3. They may be 4 out of their last 5.
Maybe 3. Either way, yeah.
Oh no, they've only won 2.
Either way, to get to this point, the Vikings. Who do they? Oh, they should have won This should be the Ravens. Okay, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. Still, though, they have been playing good football over their past 3 games.
Yeah.
And similar to how it was last week, this is a must-win situation for them. Similar how it is with the 49ers. And both teams are going to have to pull out all the stops to come out victorious in this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this game is about as evenly matched as it comes. Both
Mm-hmm.
teams are 5-5. Both teams have taken similar roads to kind of get here.
Mm-hmm.
49ers lost a couple close games early. The Minnesota Vikings have lost a few close games kind of all year. So
Mm-hmm.
now they're both in wild card contention.
Mm-hmm.
I think these two teams, along with the Rams, are most likely going to be the wild cards. The Eagles are starting to make a push, and there are a
Yeah.
few other teams that are mathematically still in it. However, in the NFC, we're really starting to see some of those teams get trimmed down.
Yep.
But with all that being said, I think this game might be a game where at the end of it, I think numbers get put aside and it's just somebody's going to have to go make a play.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to watch it. I would like to get kind of into predictions. So San Francisco is a 3-point home favorite,
Mm-hmm.
and the over/under is 48.5. Who do you think's gonna pull this one out?
So I'm going to lean towards Minnesota, only because of kind of what you just said there at the end. Is that someone's going to have to go out and make a play, and I'm just looking at both teams, and the 49ers have Debo Samuel, who's a great playmaker, and I think he's going to have a game. George Kittle is also back, looks healthy. He's had a good return back and has been playing solid for that team. But if you're looking at playmakers, I just feel like Minnesota has playmakers galore. Their offensive line has been staying intact and giving Kirk Cousins time for him to make good, accurate passes and good decisions. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that Minnesota is going to pull this one out in a tight one. I think it's also going to be a higher scoring game. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the same score from last week. I think it's going to be 34-31 Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. I think it's going to be really similar to that too. I don't see this game kind of getting away from either team. I just think they both have too much offensive firepower.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with that being said, I usually tend to go with the better defenses in this game. And I also like to go with home teams in close games just uh, for that. And so I think I'm going to pick against you and go against the 49ers. I think it'll end up being like a 28-24 um, type of game.
Yeah.
I I just I like the pass rush, and I think in the end of the game when it comes down to it, I like Javon Kinlaw, I like Nick Bosa, and I
Mm-hmm.
like those guys going out and making a play.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
so yeah,
Okay. All right.
but
Well, and that's
but
where
yeah,
that's where for me this is why I think this is the biggest game of the week is because right now the Vikings are sixth overall playoff seed at 5-5, while the 49ers are eighth overall five and that are 5-5. The Saints are in the middle and the seventh overall seed right now 5-5. They are playing Buffalo on Thanksgiving night. That should be a loss for the Saints, but hey, crazier things have happened. You have Philadelphia right behind the 49ers in the ninth overall seed at 5-6, and they have a
mhm.
relatively easy schedule coming in. And the Panthers, maybe they found something. Cam Newton, I don't know. But they're at 5-6, at 10th overall in the playoff hunt, but they have a tougher schedule coming in. And this is where, if you're one of these teams, you want to just kind of secure your playoff spot as soon as possible because the NFC is so much weaker, and that's why winning this game now, getting that 6th win, is going to be ginormous for the winning team, and a huge blow to whoever loses.
Yeah. I apologize. I have a correction.
Go ahead.
Amik Armstead and Samson Ebukam are the two guys I was referring to. Javon Kinlaw was out with the knee injury.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah. But anyways, I don't really have too much else to add. But I think that's going to do it for this episode
Mhm.
of the Tracy Take. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this game and why. And also let me know that I made that mistake about Javon Kinlaw being out for the entire season. But with that being said, we appreciate you guys making it this far, and we will see you next time.